Yo, what is up, my dudes? We're talking about tuning a Q50 3.7 for today. Honestly, there's not that much that you have to do to a Q50 3.7 before you tune it. But I'll go over like the basics that I'm doing before I get my tune, which will be soon. And then like what most people do and what's like not required, but what most people say you should do for a tune. So the first thing that I'll go, alright, well actually first off, for 3.7, you can't tune them for power that much unless you're going like big money into it. So like you can, but you have to dump a lot of money into it. So most people tune them for like the sounds of like a burble or for flames or something like that, because the 3.7s are flame monsters. So that's what I'll be talking about, not like a advanced tune where you have to add like a turbo kit to it, or a supercharger, or that type of stuff. But for like a sound tune, which is what I'll be doing on mine and what most people do on theirs, and then there's some power gains to it, but not a lot, obviously. But the first thing you want is your test pipes, because your stock cats with flames, pops, and the crackles, those will actually blow out your stock cats. So you need the test pipes in so your stock cats don't get blown out. And then the second thing I want is you don't need a full catback exhaust, but most people say to get a full catback. So the second thing would be like a full catback, but what I have is a performance Y pipe, and then performance resonators and a muffler delete. I think that's it on my exhaust. But so the main thing that you want to do is you need like a new exhaust, because the stock exhaust, like it could handle it, but it isn't good for it at all. And then apart from that, like that's the main thing that you have to do for a tune on the 3.7. Now, what you can do also to it is you can probably do some new drop-in air filters. I think those run around like $100 for the good ones. But the stock air filters aren't even bad on the 3.7, so it's like those aren't required or like needed, I guess. And then what some people also say is to put a cold air intake on it, but again, you don't need it. You don't need one. Like, you don't need a cold air intake because they don't do much for the 3.7. Like, most of the tuning power comes from the test pipes. But yeah, and then you could add like a heat exchanger on it for the transmission or something. I think there's something like a low pressure fuel injector or something that you can add to it that helps with the fuel injection. But again, that stuff's not needed to tune a 3.7. So like the main thing that you need, like the main thing that I would suggest is to just get your exhaust all figured out. And don't tune on the stock exhaust. You can have your mufflers on. Flames will probably fuck up your muffler, not gonna lie. Pops and burbles might do some damage to it, but you don't have to take off your muffler for it, but it's suggested sometimes for like certain tunes you might want to. But I might get some new drop-in filters for mine, because that is something that like might help some. But again, the stock air filters are not bad in this car. It's like most stuff in the 3.7 isn't that bad besides the like full exhaust. But I think within the next 3 weeks I'll have it tuned, and I'll definitely have some more content out with the for the tune, because I might do like a little flame map on it. But I don't want to fuck up the valve body on this car, which I mean that's bound to happen eventually, but I don't think it's bound to happen like soon, unless I do like a flame tune on it. Then that's like asking to blow my valve body. I might have to do one just for the content, and then just not abuse it. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I'll put like a list of the stuff that you can do probably at the end of this video or on the description of this video. I'm not sure, but I'll put like a list for you to screenshot or something, so you know like what's suggested, what is like super suggested, and then what's like stuff you can do to it. Because I don't know, it isn't like, you don't have to do a bunch of crazy stuff to tune these cars to them, unless you want big power gains. That's a whole nother subject. For like the big power gains, you'd have to do so much stuff to 3.7. It isn't like the 3.0 turbo where you do a tune on it and you gain 75 horsepower on it. Sadly, that's not how these cars are. Which, I mean, sometime in the future, if I get like a bunch of money, then I'll do like a big power tuned on it, or I'll get the brand new Q50 that's coming out next year. Hopefully, we're hoping it comes out. But yeah, that is it for this video. I'll post a list of the stuff either at the end, like right after this, or I'll have it down in the description. But yeah, boys, like, comment, and subscribe.